all of you, for attending this session. This session will go on three topics. Community engagement, which is us, the community, who work together on the Drupal project. And with that, pushing a marketing funnel down. That is from the marketing, and that is usually covered with a lot of buzzwords. And what I do is make it simple and try to connect the world of marketing and the world of developers together. First, should I turn it on? No? There we go. Click. Right. Sorry? It's okay. Yeah. I know. I'm Floris van Geel. You can find me on Twitter at @overolap because I'm too lazy to maintain 2 Twitter accounts. And I'm still even on IRC if you want, under Zelfje, also in Slack Drupal, same namespace. And okay. I call myself a Drupal entrepreneur, which means that I own a company and we push some hours for 40% of the time in order to keep the chimney a smoke. And the other time, like 60% we work for clients and 40% is developing own products and building own ideas and investing also a lot of time into community and into collaboration. The slides are here at the bottom. At the end, at the Q&A, you will see the same link again. So you don't, if you want to take a picture, take this one or take at the end. They're already online and synchronized through Git. I'm going to switch to this side because it's not listening. Yes, that's better. Okay, so first I will explain about the problem. Then one and recently another initiative on promoting Drupal. I explain something about marketing, very quick and easy. Then dive into marketing automation, so how to do that with automated open source systems. Further down the road, how to get the results out of there and have them in your customer relation management software, CRM. And in the end, round it all up so we have a nice closure. So each and every year that I go to Drupal events, and I'm visiting Drupal events since 2010, I see a lot of the same faces. Now and then there is new faces, but in general, we're still sitting in the same room talking about how to promote and to grow the Drupal pie, and each and every one of us got 1 year older. So that's a major issue. Not specifically now, but in 10, 15 years, it might be that we dry out of community. So we need to change that. We should have started change to do that 10 years ago. However, we're doing it now. Whoever went to Nashville last year, there we saw Dries on stage announcing the Promote Drupal initiative, which is an official initiative. And its main focus is to have, besides the developer community, also the marketing and C-level community collaborate together in order to make Drupal great again. So what we did, with a lot of companies, there was funding for over $100,000 US, and with that we got a Promote Drupal initiative in place, as well as Rebecca got funded to be part of the Drupal Association in order to facilitate this and to help volunteers get along and collaborate. So you can find this page on Drupal.org, blog association, and after that there is an official project with an issue queue, of course. And it consists of 4 phases, and the first 2 phases were covered with the funding. So updating Drupal's brand and make strategic messages and connect with decision makers and other influences, which led to, which is already there, a slide deck with whom you can take it, you can translate it to your own local language, and you can use that to convince your clients to go for your company, since your company is using Drupal. Really, really cool. After that, the idea is to make like not only the slide deck, but marketing in a box. So you can just take the box and also have pamphlets, paperwork, and other means in order to convince decision makers to choose for Drupal. After that, it's the idea to coordinate PR campaigns together all around the globe, as well as create marketing campaigns in a box. That was not covered by the funding, but while people are working on it anyway, it's not so hard in order to finish up this process and have it available within all our languages and all our regions. For certain regions, you need a different target, a different approach, so you can, while translating it, update it up to the needs that you desire. So that's the initiative page again, and Rebecca, she got hired to facilitate this. Another one, which is also really important along the same subject matter, is there is a new initiative which is called the Event Organizers Initiative, which means that, for example, the great people who are organizing here, DrupalCamp Kiev, they have their findings, they have their track record on how you do this, and the idea is to globally connect with all the camp organizers and make it in a standardized form, so new camps or new initiatives can easily take that, join up, and together get more camps and get more meetups and other events around the globe. And you can join up now if you go to this page here, event organizing. There is 4 call to actions. There is a monthly online meeting. People are writing blog posts, and currently it is in the norming, storming phase, which means that we are looking for help. We are looking for people who are either experienced or not so experienced, but want to learn and contribute in order to have a better facilitation of all the camps around the globe. So now let's step into a marketing one-on-one. It's not about sales. It's not about having your box of Drupal and sell it to the client. It's all about saying what you do and do what you say. So for example, my name is Floris and I like cooking in the evening. So for example, if you have a website where you sell shoes, then there is a funnel. So somebody's visiting the website before they came from a Google, so they were unknown, then they visit, then after a while they get interested, become a prospect. Prospect might lead to a lead, and in the end we get the opportunity to get these great shoes and have a sale, so therefore I become a customer. If we compare this process to the same process that we have on Drupal.org, you see that these little 4 thingies, they change. So people are interested in the software, they are visiting, they're downloading it. I use the old-fashioned term leecher. Then finally, the most important thing happens. People create a Drupal.org user account, which means that we know that they're there and they can get involved. They can come to a local meetup, they can come to DrupalCamp Kiev, or maybe even to Developer Days in 2 weeks, and collaborate and contribute. And with each step within this funnel, the total target audience diminishes and gets smaller. So if you have 10,000 people that visit a website, 10% might be interested, 10% of those, 100, might make decision in order to go for the shoes or go for the user account, and 10 of that, it's like 10 remaining, will act now and have the deliberate decision, I go for it now. So how can we tweak these funnels within Drupal.org and within our local community websites for camps and so on? It would be really, really great, in my opinion, if, for example, I was building this store for selling shoes, and I'm interested, I need to have commerce to do so within Drupal. So if I would be at the Drupal.org page of Drupal Commerce and have a question, because commerce is really, really great, but it's quite complex in my opinion. So if I have a question, I could directly go to the bottom right of the Drupal.org and I could ask my questions. That would be answered by people in the community that are within the commerce channel. At the end state, I could leave my email and a nice JSON blob ends up, and then I can be contacted whenever there is, for example, a Drupal Commerce meetup. We can already do this now with this module on Drupal.org. It's called Rocket Chat module, and it's there for free, and the box is available for Drupal 7 as well as for Drupal 8. And in Drupal 8 there is an API with whom you can control, through the website, the whole chat service. Rocket Chat is a free open source alternative to Slack. Whoever here is on Slack due to company reasons, or yes? Great, great. And who here also is into DrupalChat.me? A few, okay. So I have to do some promos there as well. And the idea for DrupalChat.me is that with the community, we facilitate collaboration by the community. It's built on Meteor, which is a JavaScript-like language framework. It runs on MongoDB. We use Nginx in order to serve it off fast. And it is blazingly fast. If I open my Slack, which I wouldn't demo here because it takes like 10 minutes for all the 25 different services to load, Rocket Chat just goes and it works. And if you want to play with it, there is Docker Ansible scripts available. For DrupalChat.me, we use LXC, LXD containers in order to have it like nice low profile and use the resources in order to have the people chatting. And one other great thing is that there is a U-bot, a bot in place with whom you can automate communication. In the latest version, there is the threading and there is multi-channel communication, which means that you can, if you want, link it up to WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger and so on. So we will see in the near future that you can have one place to communicate with all your different groups of users or clients or whomever you want to communicate with. Even through the old concepts of email, that the email is received and will become a chat message, and you can click on solutions, get people to go to, for example, help pages or other call to actions. In order to do this within Drupal.org, in Vienna, we started a project to get OpenID Connect and OAuth 2 in Drupal.org. So while logging in, we know from the, for example, the camp website or from the chat service that this person has a Drupal.org account. That is the OAuth part. Google uses it as well as Facebook, and it's a minimal means in order to know that this person is trusted by, for example, Drupal.org. The second part, OpenID, is in order to identify the person. Like, I'm Floris, I like cooking, my t-shirt size is medium, so if I want to subscribe for DrupalCamp Kiev, I can allow the data for t-shirt size medium to be transferred from Drupal.org to the Kiev organization, so I get my great t-shirt. Going from there to marketing automation. In Drupal Europe, we invited the Rocket Chat CTO as well as the main lead from Mautic. And due to the fact that it is important in order to combine communities and collaborate not only within Drupal and PHP, but also beyond that scope with other open sources, and together collaboratively make bigger and better solutions. So in general, marketing automation helps you save time by handling marketing sales tasks on a predefined schedule. And by gathering critical and useful information into a certain location to help sales teams focus on the right potential customers and leads at the right time. So in general, it just saves you work. Instead of reading the email, answering the email, getting follow-up from the buttons that we see in websites, click here for call to action in order to buy this product. Mautic is the only alternative when it comes down to free open source software, fast software, and it has the ability to do lead nurturing, so you have buckets of people that are interested in development, are interested in communication, in translation, and so on. You can do campaigns, so if I didn't read my email with the action that I'm supposed to take, I will get it again in 2 weeks. Or whenever I do click on it, I won't get that same message anymore. So you can automate how people go through the flow of engagement. You can make landing pages that are interlinked with your websites as well as with social media. So one of the main aspects about this is to monitor and see who is coming from where, and what are they intended to do on your web systems. Okay. Sometimes when people just come in and they didn't register yet, you don't know who they are. But you see that they come from a certain internet IP address, and you see a certain type of behavior on how people went through the websites or the emails and the campaigns. So getting the same way as the funnel after the user to a known person, that is where you can get the most value from. In general, these kinds of software work with points. So if I clicked on a call to action, I get 1 point. If I visit from the Netherlands to Kiev region, then I might be interested in this region. Maybe that gives me 2 points in order to be invited for the next DrupalCamp Kiev. And it looks like this. So for example, you send a message and then it's got opened or not. If it got opened, then you continue with spreading information. If not, you wait 7 days and you send a reminder, and so on and so on. Mautic is made in PHP, so for Drupal developers, it's not that hard to adjust and collaborate together. And also it has many, many different plugins that you can get inside in order to communicate with other software. For example, this one is seen a lot, MailChimp, as well as many different other engagement tools, including Twitter and so on and so on. And recently, like a week ago, Acquia, they bought Mautic. So now Mautic community is also going to be organized likewise as the Drupal community. In my opinion, that's a really, really big asset. It will help both communities a lot in order to not just ask my clients, do you want to buy a website? No, 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 no. The question will be, do you want more or less customers? Then the client will say, oh, wait. You're not trying to sell me this box with Drupal, you're going for a full-fledged solution where I can deliver my client more customers, which is, in my opinion, like amazingly good. So looking at the landscape, for Mautic, there's also a Drupal.org module made by the people of 1x Internet. And you can just download that and directly connect your marketing automation to your Drupal website. So then the next step, after you have the information, what kind of CRM? There is, if you look at Drupal.org, there is many different solutions for processes for companies as well as CRM. However, most of them are either too complex or too wide scoped. So you have too much boxes that you need to fill in order to have your processes and your work done. abstracting that, if you go for an open source solution now, I would say either Sweet CRM, which is a fork of Sugar CRM, because Sugar CRM went away with their license and changed it to be a proprietary payware license, or CVCRM, which is Drupal 7 with an own database next to it for doing the CRM stuff. Currently, that is being used by the Drupal Association, so if it's good for them, it might also be good for us. But we were not convinced, we were not satisfied. So we took a new step, and what we did is we started to create a CRM from scratch. And not a full-fledged CRM with all the boxes and all the fields that you have to fulfill. No, no. We went for a API CRM. So you have two things. There is a company and there is a person. And through the API, you can fulfill and exchange the information within the CRM. You can find it on Drupal.org under Amoeba CRM. It's new. It's still in beta. So what it can do currently is import from Excel. And that is mainly the thing with companies that most of them work in Excel. You can import from Salesforce, get your contacts from there, and import from Suite CRM. One of the major assets that we were pushing is to have synchronization between Mautic and Amoeba CRM, thus Drupal. So if a person is following a lead in Mautic, they will also be updated their information within Amoeba CRM. It looks like this, very crude. You can just slide context from the same labels as we saw in the funnel, from left to right. New contexts are instantly unpublished, and after you transfer them, they become published, and you can order and organize your context. This is built with taxonomy, so if you need a different category or you want to switch them in order, you can just do that within the taxonomy. Pretty easy. So for next steps, it would be to go and see how you can work with phone calls and all kinds of other tracking that you need in order to have a fully fledged CRM system without adding the extra complexity. So we now have a full circle with a Drupal or WordPress or Joomla or whatever website. We can hook up the CRM and the Mautic and together make this triangle and engage our visitors to become clients or users. Great. So, coming back to the marketeers, they are also really great people, and it's a giveaway for us as developers to talk with them and to listen to them and not just connect the Google Analytics API and make do and run away. So all in all, when you listen to them and talk with marketing people and see what their values and KPI, key performance indicators, just like a little meter where they test from, okay, this person is going well, he's going to become a client or not. That would be really, really great if that collaboration can be strengthened and engaged. So, next up, in 2 weeks, we're also going to Cluj-Napoca in Romania for Drupal Developer Days. It will be 10 to 14. And today and tomorrow there is a discount. We did it before for other camps. That instead of paying the late bird ticket, you get the normal pricing for, it's only 75 euros. So it's not really that expensive. So it's this time to convince your boss and get all your colleagues to join up at Drupal Developer Days. What's the main difference between a regular camp and Drupal Developer Days? Drupal Developer Days is organized around contributions. So people get together and work on projects, then have a great time in the city, and next day repeat. If we see that 53% of all the commits comes from Europe, and during Developer Days, the velocity of commits is the highest, since all the people are sitting around a few tables, and can easily review their each other's patches and have the commits flowing into core and contrib. So that's something to think about and plan your next trip upon. And another thing which is important, tomorrow be here because there will be sprints. And so that's the whole motor behind our great software and great community, is that we come together and we collaborate. So this is the links, and we still have 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Floris, for the slides and for the details about how we can basically make Drupal better. My question relates for mainly tomorrow, when we will work all together, how people who are non-coders can help, for instance, tomorrow or on a contribution day, such as this one or others.
That's a really, really good question. In general, there is an organization with tables, and then there's power plugs, and the already established projects sit down at the table, do their things. Then there's another option, is to start as a first-timer contributor. Go for the mentored track where you get a challenge on your level. It can be as simple as fixing a typo in your language when in the report. In Dutch it's a lot. You see a lot of these wrong ill translations. They say, this is not correct. Something like that is also a nice small step to start with, and from there on embrace collaboration. And the other thing that I'm trying to achieve for Cluj, for the Drupal Developer Days, is also have projects who are completely not around directly committing code, but invite the people that are working on the marketing materials to come there and have people join up there. We saw it last year that there was the initiative from the translation initiatives. They had quite a big table, and a lot of people had a lot of fun joining up there and combining effort. Does that answer your question? Any other question? Yes.
I'm curious about this mobile CRM. I never heard about it before, so I just would like to ask: is there any plan or wireframes or anything about this new CRM? As I understood well, the community write it from scratch, so that's why I'm curious about it.
Yes, indeed. I showed the link is here as well, the Drupal.org project. And in there is all the code with whom you see what it currently does. And we use the API where you can have the entities dragged into swimming lanes. And the problem was that was only working for nodes. So the coders, the Ninja coders, they made patches in order for contrib to be able to have these swimming lanes with any entity. For the next steps, it is indeed what we, us and Drupal in Sweden want to go with the direction for our customers. However, it is completely open, so it is there on Drupal.org, and anybody can create an issue, like I want to do this, I would like to do that. But also then, please invest your time in order to make it work. This combination. So, in general, we are working still on a roadmap and had too much features that we wanted to add, so deliberately chose not to do that. Only have the API, only have company contact, and an ability to order them through the UI. And from there on, in Transylvania, in the Drupal Developer Days, we will see what our immediate next steps would be. And of course, I invite everybody to join up in that contribution. Okay, I think I have time for one or two more.
Any question? So, yes. So, thank you very much, Floris. Thank you for your participation. Yes. And we have a small present for you. Thank you
Oh, wow.
very much.
Can hang it above my bed.
Yes. So we have a short break, maybe in 20 minutes. And the next presentation will be about Drupal and